Well, I think I've covered everything that I need to say on this subject of atheism. I don't think um, I really have much more to say about it. Right now, the only thing else I'm going to say about it is like I just did to a guy I met who sent me a comment. I'm just responding to your comments now because um, I like to respond to your comments by doing a video instead of going back and forth, back and forth. My hands hurting by the time I get done, going around in circles with you. And when I do a video, I don't feel like I have to argue with you because I got it all out. And you can take it or leave it. Okay? You're going to leave it. And I'm fine with that. But I'm just having fun now. I mean, this whole YouTube thing of making videos about the things that, come against me, understanding the greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. It's fun to crumble this nonsense as it comes at me. Crumble it one piece at a time instead of like going to all these channels and it's like I'm blown away. But I look at something and I pick the ones that really, 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 really either make me angry or make me laugh, and I put those ones as uh, parts on the map to make videos about them. Atheists come up with so much nonsense as if it's any of their business in the first place, but they come up with nonsense. And I'm gonna ask some questions in this video that you're not going to answer. And if you do answer, discretion advised, it's going to be a stupid answer because there's no way you can answer it. Here's the first one. Why do you need me to stop believing in God? The correct answer would be I don't need you to stop believing in God. The dumb answer that goes with that correct answer is I just want you to understand that I don't believe in God. Okay. So what do you want me to do? Hit you with a shovel? I mean, so what? So what? But why do you need me? I'm just trying to help you to understand who you're following here. You're part of a group of people that are stalking the church. I'm just trying to get you to understand that you're being deceived. You're not being deceived because you don't believe in God. You're being deceived because you think that you need to go to war with us Christians about us believing in God. That's the deception. It's not a deception that you don't believe in God. Let me ask you this one. Here's another one you can't answer. When did anyone force you? Or when did anyone make it a law ever in the course of history that you have to believe in God? Now, if you atheists been in some kind of cult, religion, whatever that forced you to believe in God and they put a gun to your head and made you believe in God, or you was running, you was in the South somewhere and they had guns for you and you was running and you decided that you wanted to get out of the church, so they said, oh, the only way you're going to get out is through death, and so they was chasing you and shooting at you. Okay, bullets flying everywhere, and somebody from the FBI showed up. Okay, and they shot the cult leader down, and they told you it was okay, and you was shaking and trembling because you seen all this nonsense going on in there, women being raped and children being molested, and you saw all this stuff in this cult. Oh, you saw all this stuff. And then the FBI came and saved you. And then you went on this journey of you don't believe in God. No, I think you woke up from a dream, a nightmare. That's what I think you did. I think you woke up from a nightmare and you're basing your hatred towards Christians on a nightmare that you have. You know, everybody has nightmares every now and then. I've had nightmares about people in the church, and I'm a Christian. But I know that the nightmares don't apply to this. Okay? But I've also had dreams that do apply. Okay? But, you know, and then you woke up because nobody ever told you you had to believe in God. Nobody ever forced you to believe in God. How much time did it take you to become an atheist? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you know, did you go to college to become an atheist? Did you go to atheist school to become an atheist? You know, you say stuff as if you went across the world and found this center where all the truth came out in one day. See, I didn't become a Christian just by throwing something away. I became a Christian by understanding that I'm not the greatest person in the world. I became a Christian by understanding that I need the Lord. I did not become a Christian based upon, you know, any force or anything. I said this in other videos. I've covered it all. I'm just having fun right now. I don't even know what to talk about. I will talk about this. Scruples. There is a difference between scruples and laws. And what I hate about what atheists are doing is they're trying to create laws for themselves, and that's okay. But when those laws creep into everybody's life, that's where it becomes wrong. Because our faith, our Christianity, my laws that I get from this are not creeping into everybody's life. Let me ask you another question, atheists. Where in your life is Christianity in your way? It's keeping you from your rights and your freedom. When did you ever have to fight for freedom from religion? Now, you claim your freedom from religion, okay, and you claim that Christianity is attacking your rights. It's full of bigotry. Really? When did you ever have to fight? Even if you went way back in time, as you claim, see, this is where you get stupid, atheists, with your dogma. Because even back in time, when there was so-called slavery of blacks, that y'all love to take us there. Y'all love to take us there. Like we want to go back there, okay, in the first place. But there were just as many non-believers almost as there is today. It's worse today, of course, but everybody you meet wasn't a Christian. In my opinion, America's never been a Christian nation. Now, people who are Catholic might say it was. But I don't see the Catholic Church as a Christian, as a Christian culture. I don't see it as a is relating to the Bible. Catholics might think that America has always been a Christian nation. A lot of people down south who think they're Christian, and like I said in other videos, they're not. Okay? But there might be some people way down in the south, or some Republicans way down in the south that think that they're Christians, while they are racists. They don't like blacks, and they try to tell us that, when you think that black people ain't in the Bible. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me help you out a little bit. There's a lot of people. There's a lot, and I'm not trying to be authoritative and say the Bible is all about black people, because see, this is the thing. Black people, as far as a race of people, were only a race of people when they came to America. The term black people, okay, that's an American term. That's a separated from white people. White people created that, okay. But the people in the beginning were very brown. That doesn't make them black. Africans alone are not, Africans are not Jews. Okay? So, and I'm just having fun because this ain't even a topic. But Africans are not Jews either. And Africans are not like a sect of the Jews or a sect of God's people. The God's people became God's people through Abraham. The Jewish nation, okay, were God's people through Abraham. Now, if the Africans had done everything that God had wanted them to do, if there was no sinfulness and no rebellion against God before Abraham, then God wouldn't have needed to create a nation for himself through Abraham. Okay? But see, in the New Testament, that changes into Christianity. God rejects Judaism. Judaism is not God's chosen people. Christian Jews, Christian blacks, Christian whites, Christian Arabs, Christian Asians, Christian Indians, Christian Spanish, Christian is the code word. And it's okay if you believe something that I don't believe. It's okay. Because some of us will find out later, just like some people, they start off becoming Muslims before they become Christians. Some people, they start off as Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons or Christian Scientists or Masons or, whatever before they become Christians. They start off in some kind of religion before they become Christians. What's bad is when they become Christians and they go back, or they become Christians and they leave Christianity and join some religion. Let me ask you another question, atheist. What did you get? And don't lie to me, because I'm looking at the comments section and I see. Matter of fact, there's a bunch of people on YouTube asking atheists the question. I'll probably ask it myself. Why? Matter of fact, I talked about it in one of my videos. Why are you so angry, atheist? So don't sit there and tell me you had a breakthrough, because I was angry at a lot of people when I became born again. And I forgave them people when the shadow of Jesus' love rested upon me. Okay? So what did you get for becoming an atheist? You say you got converted to atheism. I debunked that in the video I did. Look at the series. I debunked that in the series on I can't take atheism serious anymore. What did you get for becoming an atheist? What did you get? I know what I got for becoming a Christian. Okay? And it's like you talk to me about arrogance and authorization. No, buddy, I think you see me that way. Did I say I have authority over you? Some guy made a comment to me today on one of my videos talking about I hear authorization. Okay, I see arrogance. Where you getting this? I'm trying to be as humble as I can. You see authorization and arrogance because I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to accept arguments that don't edify, that don't get to a point. Just go round in circles. That's why I'm going to do the talking. You can take notes. That's what these videos are about. And if you don't like it, let the door hit you where the God that don't exist spit you. Okay? That's the way I see it. It's my turn now. Y'all gonna win this war. Because biblically, it's your time. But, okay, it's my time to do videos. It's my time to let y'all get in my comment section and argue back and forth. I'm done arguing with you. I'm going to say what I got to say, and if you don't like it, hey, you're free. You know, I'm not into that. I'm not into it. You think I'm trying to force you to be something or believe in something. You're free to leave the party. Just like you walked into the party without nobody inviting you. You can leave without anybody trying to hold you here. Because everything that you say, a lot of it can be debunked if you would just slow down and think. You call yourself a critical thinker. Slow down and think for a minute, for God's sake. You're not even thinking. You don't go out and see this nonsense every day. You don't see these kind of people doing this stuff every day. I don't care what part of the world you live in. Even those of you that live in a communist nation, or those of you that lived in a nation that you thought was Christian or that you thought was Muslim. Well, that's different. I'm not, they might, maybe I can understand that. But even those of you in this day and time that grew up in a nation that was like maybe, let's say, 100% Catholic, if a such thing exists anymore. Even that. Who's forcing you to believe anything? Who's forcing you to put your kids through Catholic school? Nobody's forcing you to do that. You're making this up as you go along. And I don't even believe in Catholics. I mean, I almost hate the Catholic Church because it's the biggest lie, other than your lies, that exists. 3 lies. Yours, Catholics, and Muslims are the biggest lies that just make me want to strangle somebody. Because you're not paying attention. Now, see, a Muslim will argue with me because the only lies that he's believing are right in his Quran. But you'll bring a lie to me today and then come back with a new comment tomorrow and bring me another lie. And none of this, you talk about evidence. Where is it? You say, I got to have evidence. Why don't you have to have evidence? You don't have evidence of the stuff you're talking about. What's the name of these people that are doing all this crazy stuff? Name them. And where did you see this at? Show me the footage. And then show me in the footage where they were definitely Christians. And I know some footage where Jink, our man from TYT, the Young Turks, called a lot of people Christians when they was doing crazy stuff, and they weren't even Christians. You can look at them and tell that they're Muslims. Why are you bringing up the term Christian? Oh, but because you hate both Christians and religious people, oh, you have to, you don't care if you get it twitted. That is so unfair, man. That is so unfair. That is so unfair. And see, you don't care about getting to Twitter, but you want me to give you evidence. But the point of this video was this. We then who are strong, us Christians, ought to bear with the scruples of the weak and not to please ourselves. I said that in another video. It's not all about us anymore, but we love the world, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And we are part of that mission. You can hate us because you think we're trying to get in your business and run your life. No, we're not trying to get you in your business and run your life. But you got to admit though, what did you get? Again, what did you get for being an atheist? And what does your children get for you to imply to them that they should be atheists? What are they going to get? What is the rewards for being an atheist? There's plenty of rewards for being a Christian. Oh, but even though this is all going to be in the physical, you're going to try to claim that there's no evidence of it when I've been through it. You're going to tell me that my experiences as a Christian are not evidence. You're going to try to predict what goes on in my life and tell me what goes on in my life. You're not in my life. You're not peeping through my window every day. You're not going to work with me every day. You're not seeing me fall and get back up. But you're going to tell me what's going on in my life. See? That's why I can't take you seriously. Okay? Let each of us please his neighbor for his good, leading to edification. Leading to edification. That's all I want. Okay, what's the edification of atheism? What is the edification of getting rid of the idea of God? What's going to come out of it? Is that really going to make the world a better place? Have you really, really, really imagined a world without no Christians? Or did you imagine a world without murder and rape and all that kind of stuff? Well, you don't need to be a Christian, and I know you love to shame us like that and say things like that to be nasty and ignorant. But you don't need to be a Christian to do wrong. You can be a typical guy and do that stuff. I talked about that in a video earlier today that I did about, or yesterday rather, about how, the things that we do put us in boxes and put us in lifestyles. But I'm not part of any lifestyle of hatred or where I need to use anything that I have to get even, or I have to use politics to get back at people or anything like that. I don't have that problem. And I can count thousands of other Christians that don't. But yet you'll sit there and you'll try and point the finger at us. Because I think you're trying to keep the finger from being pointed at you. And the more you point the finger at us, the more criminal you are, because you have no business pointing the finger at somebody unless you caught them red-handed in an act of crime. What we believe doesn't apply to you because you're allowed to believe that it's okay to smoke. It's okay to drink. It's okay to have sex outside of marriage. It's okay to have orgies. It's okay to do drugs. It's okay to do whatever you want to do. So what do you care if I feel it's okay to believe in a God that I can't pull him out of the sky and put a suit on him and make him show up at the inauguration? For even Christ did not please himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of those who reproached you fell on me. Okay? For whatever things were written before were written for our learning. Okay? Not so we could go use them as an excuse to do some crime. They're written for our learning. If my dad whooped my behind when I was a kid because I was disrespectful to my mama, That doesn't mean, that doesn't automatically say, I gotta put my kid through the fire. I gotta burn him with a grill. I gotta pour gasoline on him because my dad whooped me. No, that's not what that means. Only you, atheists, would think like that. For whatever things were written before were written for our learning, that we through the patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And we do have hope, okay? But what's it say here? It says, we then who are strong ought to bear with the scruples of the weak. And the point of what I'm saying here is that atheists try to act like they have laws. Okay? And atheists, I'd like to know, that's my last question. What laws are there? What are the laws of atheism? Well, I mean, you say, well, we don't believe in law. That's the difference. Well, then why every time I listen to your comments, you comment to me, you tell me what the rules are. You read me my rights. So there must be laws to atheism. You're right, though. They're not laws. They're scruples. Like I just read. The scruples of the weak. The same scruples that other people in the world, like Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson and Prince and Elvis Presley and different ones and a thousand million porn stars fell into. They didn't believe in God, or they only believed, or they didn't believe that they owed God anything. They hated God, or they hated the church, or whatever. It's all the same. Whether you believe in God or whether you hate God, okay, hating God and not believing God is the same thing. Hating the church is the same thing as hating God. It doesn't matter. But you scrupulously walked out, made these goofy rules for yourself about Christianity and the church, instead of doing your homework and learning what all these things represent and mean, and really who's to blame, who's right and who's wrong. Oh, you don't want to do your homework, but you just want to point your finger. And if you call Google, that stuff that you send me, that stuff that you put in the comment thread, if you call that doing your homework, I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but you're being deceived, because that's not the truth. And what makes you think that you can just take something that we study and so-called debunk it in just the article, or debunk it just by reading an article, or spending a couple hours listening to somebody give a lecture? Impossible. Impossible. But there is no laws that say it's wrong for Christians to believe. Just scruples on your part. There is no laws that says that there has to be evidence of God. For who and why? Why do we need evidence for God? There's people. The world is based on belief. Evidence is not what got us here. Belief got us here. Belief is why we have colleges. Belief is why we write books. Belief is why we eat certain foods. Belief is why we exercise. Belief is why we drink and smoke and all these different things. Belief can either bless you or it can either kill you. But everybody believes, not just Christians. Okay? And belief is either good for you or bad for you. But either way, there is no laws that tells you that I'm not allowed to believe in God. There is no laws that tell you that you should stop me from preaching the gospel. Those are your laws, not laws that are legal. So Thanks for watching.